Hi guys! It is so hot today that I can't be bothered to do my hair. So let's just whoop this thing up. So yeah, I think today's video is going to be extra exciting because I am going to do my makeup then and now. So if you are familiar with Nikki's tutorial Power of Makeup video, you will know that she made a makeup look with and without makeup. And there are some videos where people do their makeup back then. So I figure I combine those together and do my makeup then and now. I took an interest in makeup when I was in high school year. I think when I was in 12th grade, which means I was 18 at that time, I think, if I'm not wrong. And it's been 4 years since I like makeup. So yeah, my makeup techniques, my makeup products, as well as my makeup knowledge kind of grow throughout time. And yeah, so I kind of want to share how time really helps you to, you know, do your makeup, I guess. So what inspires me the most with my makeup then is when I watched my first ever YouTube video. Now I know if you watch it now, it will probably my daily makeup look. I think that's not that bad, but I actually uploaded another video before then, and it was like my March favorite, and it's so cringy because oh my god, I just cannot stand, like, I don't know, like, no, that one cannot make it lah. Also, I took inspiration from my yearbook photo shoot. I did my own makeup, and back then I was like super proud, but when I look at now, I was like, girl, what happened to you? Where's your eyebrow? Where's your blending and things like that? So I think that's very fun. Now please don't mind that I keep itching my nose because it's itchy. And actually some of the products that I used back then, I still own it now. I know I should probably throw them away, but those are just the things that I would like, oh, I used this before, just kind of nostalgic thing, so I decided to just keep them. But yeah, without any more further blabbering, let's start with the video. Now I always prep my face before I do makeup every now and then, but the difference is now I use primer and back then I did not. So I am going to use primer on this side. I'm going to use my regular Innisfree No-Sebum Blur Primer. Next thing that I will do is color correct my under eye area. I don't use this technique when I did my makeup back then, so I'm just going to leave a blank there. And to be honest, I feel so raw. So that side is done. Let's start with the base, which is the fun part. Now let's start with the then side. I always use this Garnier BB Miracle Skin Perfector. I think back then my skin wasn't as bad. Like, I don't have any discoloration, I don't have pimple scars. So I'm pretty good with just BB creams. But now I need that full coverage. I remember I used this to death, but I don't use it anymore. I think the reason why I don't use it is because Garnier products sometimes freak me out, and you know, it's just that harsh scent that I don't like. Oh yeah, I still don't like it because it's very lemony and you know, it's not pleasing. And I always use my hand back then. Oh my god, I despise using hand to blend everything. Now that I know what beauty blender is, how did I survive back then? Is this really how I do my makeup? Am I that bad? And the problem that I have with this is that it really whitens my skin. A very typical thing that you will get with Asian beauty products, they always whitens you up. So even though I am doing my makeup just the way I did back then, I will try to make it as presentable as possible. So please bear with me if I blend a little bit too long. Now that side is done, and usually back then with this kind of base I am very happy because I just want it to be quick. But now it's all different because I'm a diva. Now I use two foundations for my base. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation, and this is the Milani Conceal Perfect. This is my current go-to foundation is a ride or die kind of foundation. Usually I use a tiny amount of the Milani one on the outer perimeter of my face because it is darker, and then I will use the Photofocus foundation on the center perimeter of my face, and I will always use my beauty blender to blend the foundation. And I believe the reason why I don't get a beauty blender because it wasn't available until like I was in college. So this is how it looks like. Honestly, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but of course the side now is very much better. With my concealer back then, I actually, believe it or not, I am not familiar with concealer. I try to remember what kind of concealer that I use, but I really don't remember because I think I don't use concealer that much, and I kind of wonder why like now I couldn't live without concealer. And I think what I did back then is to borrow my sister's is to use this MAC Prep and Prime, and what I did was, I guess, just to make 3 stripes there and probably do some spot treatment there. And again, because I don't have beauty blender, I will just blend everything out with my finger. And now with my makeup, now I will always use liquid concealer just because it's easier and it's more convenient for me. And I'm using the Siam Cover Perfection Tip Concealer because this is one of the best concealer that I found. And I always use a beauty blender because it blends everything nicely. I hope you guys can see the difference because I actually did. Like this side is more brighter and it's more flawless, more airbrushed, and I kind of really need more coverage on this side, so I am going to help it a bit. Now let's move on to powder. Usually on this side I will grab a very large brush like this one. This is from Sigma. I don't know what kind of brush did I use before, I don't remember. But I will take this kind of foundation powder and just powder everything up. And this is actually one of the first makeup that I purchased. And as you can see, all the Batgirl kind of detail is very tacky. But this is something that I think I will keep for a very long time just because I want to remember that this is the first makeup piece that I own. So I am going to start with center part. Usually I just slather this all over my face, but for my now makeup I go a little bit extra. I use this Coty Airspun. This is my favorite. I think I really use this every single day of my life. And I am going to bake first using the same beauty blender and just dab it back and forth under my eye. I will use another powder brush and just set my whole face with that. This is where everything goes a little bit worrying. The brow. Usually I was thinking that, oh, I have enough brow, I don't need to fill in. But seeing my photographs from past, I should have probably filled my brow. Yeah, whenever I felt like I need to fill my brow, I will always go to this Benefit Smoking Eyes. And I actually wonder why I use this, because I mean it's a good product. I'm not saying it's bad, it's Benefit anyway. But the brow kit here, I'm very sad with myself. So basically I use the brush that comes with it, nothing wrong with that. But then I will use this brow wax and I just go and coat my entire brush with that, and it kind of looks gross now. I think what I did is not like frame it, but instead I think that this shape of this brush is actually perfect for my brow, and I will just go like that. I think I know it's stupid, but I think that's what I did. And now that I use it now, this product is extremely waxy. Is that how I look? No way, dude. Back then I felt that this is waxy, so I will always go to this Body Shop brow, what are you? Brow and liner kit in number 2. I will use this already broken brush, and I will mix the two together like and I will fill my brows again. Now this brow is pathetic. For my brows now, I will always have a very meticulous way to do my brows, so bear with me. I will use this spoolie to brush my hair upwards, and then using this ColourPop brow pomade. This is in the color Bang & Brunette, and I am going to frame it first. And please be careful with this pomade because a little goes a long way. By the way, I only used soft touch just now, and look how pigmented it is. And it feels nice and it doesn't feel waxy at all. And what I like is to use the excessive amount of product that's on the frame of my brow and just blend it upwards just to make it nice and blended and smooth. I will go back to my spoolie and just blend everything, especially on this front part, just to make it very nice. Now to make the brow extra sharp, I will go back to my concealer and I will use a tiny amount and on this angled brush. This is from Sigma, and I am going to shape the brow even more. And then you can actually just blend everything with your hand, but because I'm a diva, I'm just being extra. I am going to use this flat definer. This is very thin, as you can see, and it's very flat, so it's great if you want to blend everything that's here and you don't want to ruin everything that you already done on the brow. And actually I'm not done yet with my brows on now side because I will set everything and make my brows stay in place with this Innisfree Ultra Fine Brow Mascara. We are done with the brow. I am going to swipe off my Bisque, and then we're moving to the eye. Now to make it equal and just show my techniques, I will use the same eyeshadow palette. And for today's video, we are going to use the Naked 2 palette. This is the first palette that I own, and actually I really use it now just because everything here is very cool tone, and personally I think now I kind of like warmer tones. But again, because this is one of my first palette, I will keep this for a very long time, I guess. Again, the difference with my makeup now is that I always prime my eyelid. I will use this favorite Etude House primer. This is the Proof Tan primer, and I will blend it with my ring finger. So what I always do is I will set this with a cream kind of color, even back then I believe. And I am going to use this color called Foxy. And I think the major difference between my makeup now and then is that I kind of only use one brush always for my makeup look, and that is this brush that comes in the palette. I think I always use my finger to put the color all over my lid. I usually do, I think, is use the color Tease. I kind of do it like so. And don't get me wrong, this palette is actually very good quality. I kind of like all the shimmers here, but it's just that I don't use it often. Chopper, use my ring finger and just. And then when I felt a little bit more adventurous, I will go with Snake Bite, and I will make a V kind of shape, I guess, on the very V. Like, I don't go upwards, but only till where my eyelid naturally have the, you know, this line, the crease line. So I think this is how my makeup looks back then. And seeing it now, it's kind of horrifying, like what happened to you. So I'm going to use chopper again and put it on the center of my lid. So I am going to use the blending brush that I just used for the Foxy and blend everything out. That way I will have this champagne-y sort of situation going on. I will take these actually, and using this brush again, I'm going to put it on the edge of my lash line to make a slight definition, if you will. And then I am going to use a separate blending brush and blend everything up. I kind of want it to have a little bit more shine, so I'm going to use Booty Call, and I'm going to put it just on the very center of my eye and slightly blend it everywhere. And then because my eyes are very small, I'm going to use whatever left on this brush and kind of use it on my lower lash. And I will never do anything to my lower lash line back then. Okay, we are done with the eye makeup, and back then I will always use gel liner, and usually I will go with this Maybelline Gel Eyeliner. This is the Lasting Drama Gel Liner, and I will always use the brush that came with it. Now if you watch my video, you know that usually now I will only use eyeliner from center just because I want to make my eyes look longer, but back then I will do the whole thing. And usually I'm not making any wing or those fancy stuff. I'm just making my eye look bigger. And my makeup now, I will always use something like this liquid liner, starting from the center and wing it up. And I kind of like how simple it looks, and it just flatters my eye look a little bit more. So with the mascara, nothing really major happened. It's just the type of mascara that I use, and that is my eye look. And of course I like this side a little bit more than this side, just because I don't like this kind of Green Day makeup eyeliner look. Now let's start with the contour. I am very sad with my contour back then because I'm using this very tiny brush. This is a bonus from Bare Minerals, and what I like to use is this E.L.F. Contouring blush and bronzer in St. Lucia. I actually really like them, but it's just how I apply makes them look bad. So what I like to do is I just dip everything here with the contour shade, and I know this is a very harsh color, okay, but because I always saw people do the contour until here, that's what I do. And it kind of looks like a beard, isn't it? And I will just blend it, I guess. So now I usually prefer a much softer contour. I always use this combination of Too Cool for School Art Class by Rudin shading, as well as my Rimmel Natural bronzer. So what I like to do is use this Too Cool for School, and I'm actually using this one brush. This is from Regal Technique contour brush, my favorite, and I will start blending softly, and then when I'm done with the contour color, I will go with my natural bronzer. This is in the color Sun Bronze, and what I like to do is just dip everything, and I usually start with this part of my cheek just above the contour shade and bring it up just to add the colors to my face. We're moving on to blush. Now back then I am very pissed at myself. Why did I purchase this? Even back then I was so regretful buying this. This is the Maybelline Blush Studio. This is the cheek color in the color I'm So Energetic. I'm not saying the color is bad. I mean, colors, again, your preference, and of course you want to find something that's suitable for your skin tone, but the thing that pissed me off the most is the size of it. I mean, who the hell can apply blush in very small blocks? This is like an eyeshadow. I actually own some blush brush, so I'm going to use this. What I like to do is scoop it like so, and it's very chalky. And I will start from the temple and yep, that's what I do. Instead of like blending, I will whoop, whoop, whoop. And for this side, recently I am back on board with my favorite Milani big blush. This is in the color Luminoso. And what I like to do recently is use this dual fiber blush brush and grab the product here and concentrate it a bit on my apples of my cheek. And actually this side of the face is done. I know something major missing, which is the highlighter. Now I am going to use my new favorite for the highlighter, which is the Jeffree Star Peach Goddess. This is like one of the best highlighter out there. And yeah, that will be it. And there's no shine or glow on that side because I don't use highlighter back then. And then lip color. For lips on this side, always use lip tint every day of my life, and I will do it on the center part. Do it like so. And that's how I use my lip tint back then. No joke, this is how I do it. But for today, we are going to use a matte liquid lipstick. I am going to use my all-time favorite, which is the Dolce K. And there you have it, I guess. I think this is how I would do my makeup back then and now. Of course, there is a lot of different... I think that's just a great story to be told to people that, hey, I was not good at this before, but now I'm good at this. So it's okay, take your time and just do your best, I guess. So that is it, guys, for today's video. This is a very long video, so I apologize for that, but I hope you had fun watching this because I certainly had fun filming this. And if you like this video, don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do and join the circle of friends. And I'll see you guys really soon. Bye!